It says on Facebook, so I believe we're live.
Are we live? Okay, we should be live. So welcome to Crush Wednesday. Welcome to Crush Wednesday. My name is Richard Deternity. I've got a very special guest today. And my guest today is Olivia Banks from Fluro Fitness. Welcome, Olivia.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Good to have everybody here, and good to have Olivia here, most importantly. If there was a delay, do apologise. You know what? It's still this technology. We're still trying to bang it out, aren't we, Olivia? Trying to get it all working. Now, client spotlights. Guys, we're doing client spotlights every now and again, and I thought today we would bring to you Olivia Banks from Fluro Fitness, because I've kind of known Olivia for a long time, I think. In the backgrounds, I've sort of seen your journey on the sidelines for a long time, and then it wasn't until about, I think, 7-8 months ago you've entered into our Ninja program online. You're an online ninja, but before that, I've definitely seen you around on our directories, Meet Your Personal Trainer, and you have a bit of a great story, and I want to kind of like uncover your story and what Fluro Fitness is as well, and I think it's going to be an interesting journey. Talking about that. Now, before we ask the questions, if you are live and you are watching us live, what you want to do is just say hello to us, so we know you're watching us. We did have some technical issues, but more so it'd be great to know who's online. Let me know, and I might just hit up Facebook now to see who's watching us live. And if you are watching us live, just say, I'm watching you live. And if you are watching this on replay, you just want to say, I'm watching this on replay and I'm ready to get into it. And if you do have any questions, throw them in the comments there. Okay, Olivia, so do you want to give me a rundown of first of all, what your business is? And I'm assuming you're right on branding because you're wearing pink, your logo's pink, Fluro Fitness. Give me an overview of what you actually do in your business.
I'm learning, Richard. I'm learning this whole rebranding thing. It's been great. So, so I am based in Sydney, and I mean myself and one subcontractor now that works for me. We run a mobile personal training business, and we also have some group classes as well. We've got about, they're ladies only at the moment, but we're going to look into starting mixed groups as well. And recently we have started mums and bubs classes, which fits really well into my current situation, because now being a new mum, I feel like I can connect with mums a lot more.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started that recently, and I started my business, Fluro Fitness, probably about 6-7 years ago by myself. And initially I was working alone as a sole trader, just traveling from place to place, mainly covering inner west. I tried to keep it in an area that I can get to. So I started on my own, training clients, slowly building up the business, learning from my own mistakes, I guess, doing different courses here and there, just trying to figure out. Facebook marketing has been definitely a challenge to figure out. 6 years back.
Well, 7 years back, we didn't really have much to do with Facebook, I don't think.
No, but I started learning a little bit about it because I think Facebook ads were already out. I just didn't know how to use it properly.
Well, let's get into that shortly. I really want to touch on the point you said you're a new mum, I believe 6 months. Is that correct? And you've got a beautiful daughter, is that right?
Yep, little daughter, almost 6 months old.
Now, you've been in our Ninja program you just started before, kind of like at this time, I think you were just about having your daughter, and but just before that, and it really highlighted, I mean, that's why I want to bring you on the show, because there's a lot of people that choose personal training to fit in around their lifestyle. And that's one reason why people do personal training, one of the reasons. And I know there's a lot of parents that are probably listening to this live, and they're running a personal training business. And your progression, I saw your progression many years ago, and you're promoting kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong, more of a kind of bikini kind of workout to a degree, like getting people in shape. And you mentioned then you also work with mums as well. And now you just mentioned, now I can connect with them more because you're a new mum. And that I find really interesting, because a lot of the time with fitness and when we start our business, we start with what our needs are and who we are as a person and what we're going through. Can you kind of take me through the journey of the types of different audiences and avatars that you've been marketing over the kind of the 7 years and where you are to now? Like, can you take me through that journey?
Yeah, it's true. Actually, I didn't even look at it that way, but I guess I was attracting the kind of clients. I've sort of always had mums coming to me as well, but I guess I was attracting a bit more clients in their sort of mid-30s like myself. I mean, I had a whole range of different clients, but yeah, predominantly would be that, because I think my marketing maybe appealed to them a bit more. I wasn't so focused on advertising to mums because, like I guess I didn't really even know where to start. But now being a mum myself, I feel like a lot more comfortable talking to mums and sharing things with them because I'm in the same shoes as them. So since I started sort of marketing to mums a little bit more and just naturally, organically attracting more mums following me, I've even created like a private group for mums where I'm sharing my journey since I had the bump. It's called From Bump to Bikini. So I'm just sort of sharing with mums.
From bump to bikini.
From bump to bikini. Actually, you guys helped me pick a name because I had a few, and and just inviting mums really to share my journey with them, and hopefully it's helpful for them, not necessarily to market to them or advertise, but what I've learned from marketing, it's not always about trying to sell to people. It's just building that trust in the community. And I think that's something where I've progressed the most from the beginning, where I thought, everything should be about posting an ad. But now I've realized it's, especially these days with social media, it's about so much more than that. You have to really connect first with your avatar before you try to sell to them. And you teach that a lot about, try to build trust, try to build reputation first with your avatar before you actually try to get them to sign up. So that's been a
kind of takes the next point. You are a very good learner. Sorry to cut you off if I did. You are a very good learner. And I was talking to my team before, Ev, and you're a very good implementer as well. There's two different worlds. You can be a great learner, and when you're a great learner, sometimes you're not a great implementer. But when you're a great learner and when you're a great implementer, that's when results start to happen. And I know that you've had a bit of a rebrand. You got a beautiful logo on the back there. You're always on brand. And tell me about how you implement. In such like I'm a father of Giuseppe's too, and that whole process of having kids and working as well. It's a challenging process. So you're doing your training in the morning. So can you take me through a day in the life of you? Personal trainer, mum. How does that all work? How does it all work into your life? I think that's a really interesting story.
Funny you say that. I was actually going to do a blog on that in my mum's group. A day in the life of a mum personal trainer. It's obviously been a little bit challenging in the beginning until I worked out a bit of a routine. There's never a set routine with the babies. It's always changing, always unpredictable, as a dad. But I've kind of worked out now, obviously I'm not training as many clients, which is where I fall onto my subcontractor now, who's been with me for over 2 years. And that's why I hired her, because I knew I was planning a family. And when I start a family, I'm not going to be able to train clients a lot. But what I will be able to do, which I'm doing now, is manage my business from home. So, and that was sort of a plan from a while back, which is why I hired her, and I got lucky because I connected with someone who's really good and really trustworthy. So she does most of my training now, and I manage the business from home mainly. I just do a few sessions here and there, do a couple of group classes wherever I can fit in when my husband's home. And my thing now, I've realized that I still need to treat my business, just because I am work from home mum, I need to still get up early in the morning and get stuff done. So I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning because I know this is the time when my bub's sleeping, and I can actually get some like good 3 or 4 hours of work in, whether it would be working on my marketing, working on, you know, my live videos, social media, and admin stuff. So I try to get it done within the first few hours of the morning. Yeah, so
well, that's
how I sort of work out to yeah. And then the afternoon I've got time to spend with her and do whatever it is and get distracted.
Yeah. Okay. So you do a lot of your work at the start of the morning. Get that underway, get that going. Basically, eat the frog at the start of the day, and then work. Amazing. Yeah.
I've only started doing it about a month ago because I've realized that's the only way to do it with the little one, because she's not a good sleeper in the afternoon. So I just get too distracted and I lose motivation. So for me, if I sit down in the morning, I just get stuck into it. And I guess because I've been a PT for so long, I'm a morning person. I'm used to, my brain's switched on a lot better in the morning. So I'm more productive.
Amazing. I think that's good because you've probably had that mentality waking up early, doing your personal training session. So this is a good key point, because this is where a lot of the shift goes. Now you've got a trainer, you're managing that, and I think that tells the story here. You mentioned you got lucky. I don't know about luck. I think it's consistent and being persistent, and then eventually that right person comes along your path, and then you're a very, very good manager. So you've been able to change role and put them and make sure their sessions are filled up, and not expecting clients to walk in the door. You're doing a lot of work in the background, which I hear.
Yeah, I realised that just because I'm working from home, it doesn't mean that I can sit down and relax and watch maths. Put in the work.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Put in the work, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't realise that. It's funny. They're like, oh, it's good. You can stay at home now and you've got a trainer doing all the work for you. I'm like, well, actually, I spend quite a few hours putting in the work as well. But I enjoy it. I love managing my business because it's my business. So it's like a baby, another baby to me. So I don't mind getting up at 5 a.m. to be honest with you, because I know I'm working on something and I'm growing something and I'm, trying to take it to that next step, which is my goal. Yeah.
So tell me, how would you, anybody that's listening now that's challenging that whole, because I know we have a lot of clients that are mums and parents, and, I think any kind of hacks you can give them. I mean, one of your hacks, you said you get up at 5 o'clock. What are some other hacks that you could give to entrepreneur fathers and mothers out there that are running a fitness business and trying to run a family? What are your hacks?
Yeah, definitely getting up early is the biggest thing, because I was sort of getting a little bit frustrated when I was trying to do work in the afternoon because I wasn't getting much done. It was interrupted all the time. So now I found that this is the key of getting that 3 hours of uninterrupted work, which is a lot more productive. Another thing, I guess, you've got to do things for yourself too to keep sane. Like for me, it's still continuing training 4 days a week. So whenever I have an opportunity, whether it's doing a workout at home, I know it's not related to running my business, but it's, in a way it is, because I still have to represent my business and I still have to kind of look the part. I can't let myself go completely. And also it just kind of helps me mentally. So just finding that little bit of time to do my own workouts, I think that's really, really important for me, mentally and physically. What else? I guess sort of planning ahead and trying to be 2 steps ahead all the time with like food prep and things like that, and planning my days out a little bit more, and just saying, okay, these days I've got to get these done and get that done. But at the same time, sometimes not everything always goes to plan. Sure. And I guess I just need to be okay with that. So it's like, okay, well, today didn't work out how I planned. I'm just going to try and do these things tomorrow. And so.
There's some great tips there, take time for yourself, get up early, and know that it's always not going to be perfect as well. That's what I'm hearing there.
And meal prepping so that I can feel healthy. Because Important.
like it.
Otherwise, it's easy to start eating junk food when you're working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so,
prepare, most importantly. I want to turn our attention now to your transformation a little bit in the world of marketing your brand. As I said, you've been in our ninja program, I think, close to nearly 8 months, 6 months, something like that. And you've been doing the online ninja program. And we have a face-to-face, we have an online. And the big reasons for you is obviously, you can't get away for a day because you're at home with your bub, which I love. And I think that kind of takes us to the point that I think, when you are invested in something like a marketing program, it's about doing the work, most importantly. Now, I want to draw the attention to, first I want to give you a shout out to your website, flurofitnesssydney.com.au, okay? And you've been able to basically make all these changes, all these adjustments yourself. I believe your logo was adjusted yourself as well. And the images, the blogs that you're using, the fonts, the colors, all these items you've done, I believe yourself, a bit of help. And your brand is now talking exactly to your audience. I just went through your blog now, and you've got a section, a blog there called How to Check If You Have Abdominal Separation After Pregnancy. I mean, that is exactly what we talk about at Com, is that really talking exactly to your audience, because this is exactly what your audience, I'm assuming, are looking for. Now, tell me about, you had a bit of a transformation in your brand. Can you tell me about how that came about, what you did, what advice you got, and what you took aboard?
Okay, well, the first big thing, and when I started with com marketing and became a ninja, I think I spoke to you and you brought up the issue of my brand. So I didn't really even think about it much before that, but I kind of realized that my old logo, my old branding, first of all, I wasn't really putting it out there very much. I was just posting videos and doing things like without really trying to remind people about my brand all the time, so they start recognizing it. And also, I think my logo was a little bit sort of hard to remember. It wasn't that memorable. Yeah. So I've changed it. I've simplified it with your guidance. Thank you very much. And wherever I go live or I go on videos or I post something, I always try to pop my logo like this. And and I chose one really bright, bold color that makes it stand out. So people kind of try to associate that color with my brand. Yeah. And just slowly trying to change everything. I've done all my online marketing already. I've rebranded. I just want to do some T-shirts and get some car logos as well changed over. Yep. So that's been huge. I mean, I've invested a little bit of money into it to get my website redone, but it was worth it because I feel like people mentioned, like moms actually mentioned that, oh, I've seen you around. I've sort of been following your Facebook page. And I was like, oh, people are actually starting to recognize me and notice me. Wow. I've never heard that before in the past. Wow. People never mentioned that before. People was like, oh, who's Fluro Fitness? But now it's like, oh, yeah, I've seen you around. Right. I wanted to see what free trial you've got available and stuff like that. People just connect with me without me having to actually pay for advertising necessarily.
Wow. How does that make you feel when you hear that? Because, when you're running a business and you're putting all this energy and time in the brand, the marketing, the change, and then you hear that, and how does that make you feel at that point?
Oh, it feels awesome because you're like, okay, I'm not wasting my time, because a lot of work and effort does go into, keeping your social media, being present in your social media. And at times it feels a little bit disheartening when you're like, oh, nobody came onto my live today, because I started doing a live every week now consistently. Yes. So, and sometimes like, oh, nobody's coming onto my live other than a couple of my friends. But then I've noticed that later on people watch the videos and things like that. Yes. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, it's being shared. It's been viewed a few times. It's just people don't jump on necessarily at the time. Doesn't mean they're not watching it later. Yeah. And things like that. Because, sometimes when you put a lot of work in and you're not actually getting cash for it, like money straight away, it can be a little bit disheartening at times. And you're like, am I really doing this for something, or am I just busting my chops for, nothing's happening? Like, is this where I should be investing my time, or should I go back and pay money for ads? But then, like you taught that it takes time. You've got to be patient. And eventually you're going to slowly start people going, oh, I've seen you around and I've seen you here and I've seen you there. And and they start knowing who you are, which is great.
Yeah, it's a magical feeling when that happens, because it means that, as you said, all that is starting to pay off. And that's, and you've been around in the search engine optimization days and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of like the new way to always be found. It's from brand. That's one of the things that we teach first in our program is brand. And you've taken that aboard very well. Can I ask you, were you doing females and males before? Or you were just doing females before the rebrand?
PT, always males and females, but with group classes, it just so happened that it ended up being all women, and I decided, I'll keep it all girls then for now, since they're happy to just, feel comfortable that way.
Has that affected your business when you made that switch? Because I know we did talk about that, and to me, I sort of said, well, you don't have that many males. Was it hard for you to make that switch?
I was a little bit worried that going like all pink pretty much is going to push some men away, maybe, because they're going to go, oh, it's a very girly business. I still have probably not so much. We've still got a couple of PT guys that train with us, and they obviously didn't seem to mind that pink logo. But I get a lot of couples actually inquire. So most of the time the woman partner makes the call, but I got a lot of couples lately, which is interesting.
Okay.
So,
I think that's a testimony to what you do, because when you can make, for example, the female, especially a mum, really feel comfortable. I love the bubs to bikini. When you really make them feel comfortable, I think then that's when the referrals start, Olivia, and it's like, okay, well, bring my partner and train with me and things like that. I know it's not female only, but definitely to an audience out there, it's really clear who you're going for. And then from there, that's where the referrals kick in. And then that's obviously up to your decision if you want to take them on or not, which is great. So I'm glad to hear that the whole rebrand and the whole process has been a great curve for you. Is there anything else that you want to add to that? Or do you have a story that you want to share, or a client you've brought along before we kind of wrap it up?
I guess in terms of branding, another thing is that it not just about showing who I am to other people, but it kind of gave me a little bit of clarity of who I am, because before it was a little bit vague, and now I feel more confident when I jump on the videos and things like that, because I don't know if it makes sense, but it's like I know who I am as a brand.
Wow.
Better, and it makes me more confident as well to appear on social media, because I've got like a very, very sort of more a lot more stronger appearance as a business.
I think that's spot on. I think that's a great way to sum up, because I remember you were on one of our directories called Meet Your Personal Trainer, and your profile has got viewed like over 20,000 times, I believe. And when I see you present now to before, it's like chalk and cheese. And it kind of like is a testimony, exactly what you said there, is that when somebody is confident about what they do and what they can service and how they can do it, clients see that, and they see that over videos, they see that on posts. They just know, who can get them results. And I think, you're a clear player now in that game of, results. And just like any area, it's been very competitive in your area. Inner West, extremely competitive.
Yeah, very.
Extremely competitive area. And you've been able to transition well. You've been able to go through that period there and still come out at top, really smiling.
Yeah. And I guess also what I've learned as well is not being afraid. That was another fear that I had to overcome, not being afraid to constantly put my face out there, which is another thing that I've learned in the Ninja program. It's like, don't be afraid to go live. Don't wait until it's perfect. Just do it. Just try it, and you'll get better and better as you go. And I kind of, with that in my mind, I went, that's okay. If my first live is not perfect, I'm just going to roll with it. And, what's the worst thing can happen? Like, if they throw an egg at me, it's not going to get to me.
I love that. And that's a great way to sum it up. If they throw an egg at you, it's not going to get to you. That's just a great way to sum this conversation up. I want to thank you for your time, Olivia. You're a great ambassador for, I believe, the female entrepreneurs out there, the female business owners out there, fitness business owners out there that are wanting to continue doing what they love, continue growing their family, and you've done a great job at that. And you've also been a great ninja in our program as well. So I want to thank you for your energy that you put in every time, because it's all about your execution, which you do very well. So thank you so much, Olivia.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No dramas at all. Guys, if you enjoyed that episode, well, we're going to have more amazing clients, just like Olivia, coming on down the line. And again, check out Olivia's amazing brand, Fluro Fitness. Her website is flurofitnesssydney.com.au. I might put that in the comments after this live. You can check that out. Check out the social media, and you can kind of sort of see what Olivia's been doing there behind the scenes, and really working to make sure that brand starts out, and to make sure the right clients are coming into your door. So guys, if you've enjoyed Crush, all I ask you to do is to share it, or invite people into our Crush Your Fitness Marketing page. If you're not in there, just search Crush Your Fitness Marketing and get yourself on there if you're a fitness professional. If not, I'll see you guys next time. And thank you so much, Olivia. I'll see you next time on Crush Wednesday. Bye for now, guys.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot.